pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Curry trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
Just a little bit
Follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the TMP Winter Cup Series live on JTN. Tonight we head to a historic venue that held a spot on the early 80s edition of the NASCAR Grand National, now known as Xfinity Series, Lee Speedway here tonight on JTN. Hello and welcome. My name is Joe Twansky. Joining me up here in the booth tonight, you know him, you love him. He was on the ground at the Daytona 500 Monday evening. The one and only Mr. Joseph Weaver. Weaver, buddy, welcome back to JTN. Hold on. Apologies, folks. We were not streaming correctly, and now I'm all kinds of discombobulated, but we're back here on JTN with the correct stream settings. Hello and welcome. My name is Joe Twansky. Joining me up here in the booth tonight, you know him, you love him. He is the one and only Mr. Joseph Weaver. Weaver, second time's, or maybe third time's the charm here. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Joe. Ready here to get going for 70 laps here at Lee Speedway. Pretty fond of this track. You know why, Joe?
Why?
This is my name.
Is it?
That's my middle name, Lee.
Huh.
There you go. Everybody learned something today.
So that means like you kind of know the lowdown of this track. Is that what you're getting at?
Not at all.
Okay. All right. 3/8 of a mile here tonight, folks. You hear these Grand National style cars with their V6s. These things, man, they sound waspy, Weaver. But 70 laps, twin feature here tonight, as we are all season long in the TMP Winter Cup Series. It's going to be a fun double header this evening for all the fans at home and for all the fans here at the racetrack.
Absolutely, Joe. Looking forward to it tonight.
Qualifying is in the books. Cars out there for happy hour. Weaver, take us through tonight's starting lineup.
With pleasure, Joe. Starting on poles at a time of 14.603. It's going to be the 31 car of Rod Weston. Outside row 1 is the 11 of Rich Knappich. Row 2 is the 19 of Chris Aiken and the 27 of Frank Baum. Row 3 is the 33 of Tom Goodman and the 1 of Steve Rubino. Row 4 is the 51 of Roger Nebelsack and the 7 of Tom Musa. Row 5 is the 77 of Darrell Johnston and the 67 of Brian Beiswanger. And row 6 is the 85 of Josh 2.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. All right. It just, you didn't say like, I missed it, I guess. I don't know.
No. 11 cars tonight. Nice field for a good short track
Short
event
track
here.
Wednesday
Good.
night, right? Short track
Yeah.
Wednesday night.
You don't have to have 50 cars to have fun.
No.
Get your buddies out here and bang some doors.
Oh, and we lost our cameras. Look at that. Tonight's off to a wonderful start, isn't it?
The best ever.
No kidding. All right, let's get those cameras back. And hopefully not miss the start of the race. Weaver's going to take you radio style just in case.
We're waiting on the command still here.
in Lee, New Hampshire.
Drivers, to your cars.
Aw, I think they waited for us. Nope, never mind. Just command.
And away they go.
Alright, so you see the cars there on your screens at home, folks. Again, going for 70 laps here tonight. Rod Weston leading us to green. This is the Burned. This race is brought to you by Burned by Heather. They've been a staple of sponsoring sim racing events up here in the Northeast, so I can't thank the folks at Burned by Heather for their support of tonight's race being broadcast live here on JTN. Weston with control here for race number 1 behind the wheel at 31. Green flag, we're underway here from the Lee Speedway.
Good start there for Rod Weston. He's going to be clear coming off turn 2. He's goes single wide as the 27 gets a bump from the 33 coming off the turn 2.
Now Bombi there on the outside now. Tom Goodman in the 33. Fast Cows up inside the top 5 now. Here comes Roger Neville second to 51.
He's getting singled out up front. Rod Weston leading him.
Weaver, these laps, they feel a little frantic right now, don't they?
They do. These short tracks, they're going to click off fast. You got to get your positions quick. That's why we saw a little bit of, elbow out driving on the start. You got to get that track position when you can get it.
Back up front, though, it's Rod Weston in that number 31, the Rain X car, leading the way.
Rich Napick staying close in second. Chris Aiken behind him.
Aiken, who won the first time we were broadcasting one of these races here from the Bristol Motor Speedway last month. Aiken won the first feature of that night. See Goodman up the track. That allows the 27 of Bombi to get to the inside for 4th.
33 of Goodman way wide there through turn 3. Finds the hole here. Gets in behind Bombi. They'll look to get that spot back here soon.
Welcome in, Bino. We were said to get you your tissues. So we're sending tissues your way, courtesy of your brother. He said napkins, but we're going to send you tissues.
I like a good paper towel, Joe.
To wipe your tears away because you're so sad you're not racing?
I mean, there's nothing a paper towel ain't good for.
Ooh, Goodman. Big move there down into turn 3.
Looking for a hole on the bottom, wasn't there. Oh, now Bombi goes up the track. You spook him enough, he's gonna... Oh, now Goodman goes back up the track.
And Bombi's into the wall there on that end of the racetrack as well.
He's losing quite a few spots, back in 7th, now 8th position.
Tom Musa making up a couple spots now in that 7 car. He's right behind the one of Steve Urbino.
Tell you what, these boys are driving it out here tonight. You see that rear end hanging out as they go through these corners.
How much fun is that? That's the most fun, right? When the car's on the edge and you really got to drive the thing. I always found that more fun than even racing side by side with somebody when I had to manhandle my race car.
Yeah, it really it puts it in your driver's hands. Just let them go out there, fight the track, and wherever they end up, you still fight the drivers around you, but you're fighting the track more than anything here tonight. Front Rod Weston starting to pull to a nice lead over Rich Napick. Steve Urbino goes up the track. He's going to let Tom Musa by. He's up into 6th.
Listen to these little gremlins. They just... Oh, these cars right now, Weaver. They... B6,
a little
man.
ringing in your ear?
A little ringing, a little rang. You gotta love it. go ahead and let's go ahead and get on board here with Roger Nebelsick in the 51. Go on board with Roger for a few laps. Got one of our futuristic visor cams here. You can kind of see his wheel inputs, see what he's seeing out the windshield. Into the inside of Aiken there in the 19.
Down on the inside through turn 3.
33's around. Self-spin, we stay green.
Down on the inside, he gets it back up the track, going clean here.
Show you what happened here with Goodman in that Skull Bandit.
Oh, he's still loose through the corners, Joe.
Here's a replay of it. You just get down on that left front so hard in these corners, Weaver.
Yeah, you just gotta, you really swing it through these corners, at least the first half of the corner. Mm-hmm. Just not trying to use as little brake as you can. Really swing it in there, use the momentum of the car to scrub off some speed, and sometimes that's gonna bite you.
I am quite curious to see what these tires are gonna look like on these race cars.
Tell you what, only 23 laps in right now. Lap times haven't fallen off too much. Only a couple tenths so far. But you never know, Joe. You give them a good 40 laps, they can hit that cliff pretty quick. Weisswanger gets a good piece of the turn 4 wall on corner exit.
Darrell Johnston going a lap down in the 77.
Tell you what, this 51 of Roger Nebelsick, he's out here. He's running some really good lap times. He's catching our leader right now. Worked his way from mid-pack starting position up into second.
Here you see Roger in that 51, the Valvoline car.
Joe, and if we can go back on board with him for a minute, I want everybody at home, just listen to how he's working that throttle through these corners. Trying to get everything he can out of these corners, out of these tires. Try and catch the leader right now.
He's almost barely getting full throttle, too, down the straightaways right now.
Yeah, not a lot of on-throttle time on the straightaways. Getting on it real late, but he's working it so much through the corners, he can afford to not hold it wide open as long on the straightaways.
And the leader, Rod Weston, he is coming up on a gaggle of race cars right now.
Yeah, they're racing like it's the Daytona 500 out here in front of him, and he does not want to see that. The single file now letting them by on the inside line.
And of course they got single file once the leader caught up. Oh, contact!
Oh, 77 around. Darrell Johnston's going to get it back going. Going to lose a lot of time on track, though.
You were on board with Roger Nebelsick there. Just these cars, they meet on corner exit.
Talking how much that traffic was going to hold up our leader, Rod Weston, really ended up hurting second place. Roger Nebelsick more than anyone.
Now halfway through this race. Rod Weston, he is cruising once again in this 31 car.
Lap car's bought him some time here. He can back it down if he wants to. Save your stuff just a little bit. '51 and Nebelsek's on pit road right now getting his service.
And here comes the 31.
Rod Weston, our leader, down on pit road. Sagan's going to stay out. He's going to inherit the lead here.
So Aiken electing to run long here.
Epic in third's coming down.
Green flag pit stops always so critical on a short track like this one, too, Weaver.
Yeah, very critical, and I'll tell you who it worked out good for. That's a 51 in Nebelsek. He's leapfrogged our leader coming in, Rod Weston. He's got a gap on him, too.
Weston now trying to get around top Musa there in the 7. He does. Musa ducks down pit lane. So differing strategies here.
Aiken, our leader, still out on track. Rod Weston getting close to Nebelsek here. Right now, that's positions 3rd and 4th on track. Here comes Chris Aiken.
This is what we believe will cycle back through to the lead. Nebelsek in the 51 was able to hop Rod Weston. He pit a lap earlier, but Weston has been the fastest car in this race. Just over halfway in this one, coming up on 20 laps to go. Would like to, again, send out a special thank you to Burned by Heather for their sponsorship of tonight's race here from the Lee Speedway. So we're watching Rod Weston in the 31 challenging Roger Nebelsek for the lead.
He's got a lane down low. He's got a bumper on him. Gonna have move here in 3 and 4. He washes up just a little bit, has to let off more.
They're side by side for the race lead, Weaver.
Nebelsek runs wide. He looks for an undercut here. Can't get it back under Rod Weston. Give it to Weston.
The Rod Weston will go back to the point after the green flag pit cycle concludes. But now Nebelsek will be charged with the challenge of trying to find a way back around this 31.
And he's bringing the challenge to him right now. He wants that spot back. He's staying close to the bumper, the 31 of Weston. '77 of Daryl Johnston there going another lap down. Oh, he's going to go around in turn 2. Chris Aiken just narrowly avoiding him there.
Oh!
That's a precarious position, Joe.
We stay green. It could have been really deadly, though, Weaver.
That was looking bad, but everybody does a great job getting around. Dale Johnson doing a good job getting it back turned around without using too much room there. Rod Weston starting to grow his lead a little bit on Nebelsick here. Really saw Nebelsick kind of coming on later in the run, so this might turn up in his favor towards the end of this race, Joe.
He just has to stay within striking distance, closing in on 10 laps to go. Nebelsick started in the mid-pack. Weston started on pole. Differing strategies and different paths to get to this point in the race. Rod Weston, I don't think he'd trade the pole for anything. And Nebelsick maybe would have liked a little, maybe would have liked to start up front a little bit more. And these guys end up finishing 1-2. Weaver, they're going to have to start at the back of the field for the second feature race. So, you know, you get a little taste of everything.
Yeah, I might have played into Nebelsick's plan there to kind of start midfield. Maybe didn't have the best qualifying lap, but come out here, you finish good. You already know what it's like to drive through the field. He's got some practice at it. Good line of lap cars here as we get under 10 to go. Rod Weston still your leader. Nebelsick closing in, though, and a string of 5 lap cars ahead of them.
I'm going to be coming up on some traffic. How well Weston navigates it's going to dictate if he can hold on to win this race, because right now Nebelsick is there, and you know that 51's hungry for a victory.
He is as the 77 Johnson goes up the track in front of him, the 2 wide for a moment.
If they get side by side, that's going to bottle up our leaders as the 67 and 77 race for position.
67 of Beiswanger giving a lot of room down low, being very courteous to our leaders.
Now Johnston in the number 77 right here in front of Weston. Weston trying to find a way around, coming to 5 laps to go here from the Lee Speedway.
Weston trying to get below Johnston here.
He's trying, Weaver. He's trying.
He's trying. The problem is Nebelsick just can't find a hole here to get
and
down on the 31 of Weston, and look who's joined him there in third.
Chris Aiken in the 19. He's joined the fray.
77 of Johnson. Open this up. We got our top 3 nose to tail.
There we go. I'll be able to get and shuffle through to the inside. 3 laps to go at the line here in New Hampshire. Can Rod Weston hold on to the victory around this 3/8 of a mile short track?
What is going to be the move from Nebelsick to get Rod Weston off that bottom line? Can Chris Aiken take advantage, get it old 2 for 1?
Aiken might need a miracle right now in third, coming off of turn number 4. White flags in the air, and the 51's
Nebelsick was
around.
around.
Nebelsick gonna go around. He'll lose the second spot. Weston gonna go into the final set of corners with Chris Aiken right behind him. Death Craver 1 to go off of turn number 4. It's gonna be Rod Weston winning the first feature race of the night here from the Lee Speedway.
Oh, we got one up and over in turn 2, Joe. Oh. Chris Aiken getting involved there late after the race. That was Tom Musa had a little roll.
Musa contact with... Looks like he hit the brakes thinking the 85 was going to come up the hill, and then Steve Rubino nowhere to go got into him. But Rod Weston, he'll bring it around. And Weaver, he gets to burn it down here from the Lee Speedway. Your feature race 1 winner.
Good defense there. Rod Weston had multiple challengers there in the closing laps. Nebelsick trying to set him up there off 4, got a little too much down low and went around. Aiken had to go there in 3 and 4, but wasn't close. Rod Weston, perfect drive almost. Didn't lead a few laps, but that's just because of green flag stops.
Hey, he did a good job here tonight in that 31. He parks it down in victory lane here after our first feature of the night. We're going to post race results on your screens here in a few seconds. We're also going to talk with our race winner of feature race number 1 here momentarily. So stick around for that as we get those results on your screens at home. Can't thank you folks enough for tuning in. Remember, sit tight. Feature race number 2 incoming as we head down into Victory Lane. It's an abbreviated Victory Lane tonight. But he's the driver of the number 31. He's 19 in your hearts, but he's 31 on track tonight. Rod Weston. Rod, you got a copy?
Absolutely.
Brother, I mean, that was a pretty dominant finish and race for you and this team, huh?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. The old Chevy Lumina did pretty good.
What's it like to, obviously we talked about this race, obviously, Spurned by Heather race. I know that's obviously something that's close to you. What does it mean to go out and get the win in this one?
Oh, it's pretty awesome. I haven't raced with these guys all year. They switched to Wednesdays, and Wednesdays usually doesn't work all that well for me, so I hadn't been running. But Roger said, hey, we're running at Lee. I actually physically have raced here in 1988. I went to street stock. So I said, I'll come play. I probably won't make the second feature tonight, but it was fun.
How close to it was, out on the racetrack?
It seems pretty realistic. And like as I learned when I was younger, I was raced at the Claremont Motorsports Park up here, and I ran the outside all the time. And somebody told me, oh, no, you can't do that down there. Do not go on the outside in turn 1. It will not work. Well, being, I think I was 18, 19 years old at the time, maybe a little older. Oh, no, I can do that. Yeah, I found out, no, it was pretty realistic. You did not, like I made a couple passes on turn 3 and 4, and that you could do down there, but you do not want to try to do it on the outside of turn 1 here.
Well, Rod, a big win here in this first race tonight. Congratulations on it. We're glad to see you out to the track here. I know, like you said, it's hard for the Wednesdays for you in this bunch, but glad to see you make it out for this race tonight. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. We know you got a bunch of great folks to shout out. And thanks. So the floor is yours, man. Go for it.
All right. Well, first, thanks TMP, for giving me an invite to come place. Obviously, Johto Network, you guys did an awesome job. Can't wait to watch this. Obviously, I got to thanks my crew chief Jim Carley, my car chief Rick Paul, my tire manager Kenzie Weston, and she'll be happy to see the dads out there and did a good job. But obviously we're running the Rain-X GM Goodwrench Mellow Yellow car tonight. 31. Well, the reason I'm running the 31, my number in real life racing has always been 31, and it's because of my uncle Dave Bibbins, who recently just passed away. So that was a little tribute for him tonight.
Well, Rod, our condolences to you and your family. Did him proud here in that 31 tonight. Congratulations on the win. It's a pleasure as always to talk with you. Wish we got more opportunities to do so. Man, again, congratulations on the win here in race number 1. Hope you can stick around for race 2, but know that time is crucial right now. So, want to give you the opportunity to go take some pictures of the trophy, take some pictures down in Victory Lane, and again, man, can't thank you enough for your time, and it's always a pleasure talking with you.
Thanks, sir. I won't make the second one. I do things on Wednesday, and that happens in about 9:30, so it worked out pretty good.
Hey, worked out good. Rod Weston, he's the driver of the number 31 here tonight. Rod, as always, thank you so much for taking the time, and pleasure talking with you.
Thanks, sir.
So, Weaver, that's race number 1. Results are on the screens for the folks at home. We'll start this race in reverse order of that. So it'll be Daryl Johnson on pole, Brian Weiswinger, Steve Urbino, Frank Bombi, Tom Goodman, Tom Musa, Josh 2, Rich Knappick, Roger Nebelset, Chris Aiken in this race number 2. But, yeah, man. It's gonna be good.
That was a good first race.
Good first race. Looks like we got a visitor here in the booth. He's driver number 51, Roger Nebelset. Roger, I mean, Did you smell the catering we got up here? Did you get a little hungry?
Yeah, I got out of the car and I was like, "What is that wonderful aroma?" I was like, I gotta go find me some of this because I hear they have some good food up here. So New Hampshire, Maine, good seafood.
I was told that Bristol didn't get us any. He took it all for himself because he's on a fish diet now.
Okay.
He's hoarding it all.
He's a
we got.
diva.
He Bristol is a diva. I know you and Bristol have a rivalry, but I'll give you that. Bristol can be a little bit of a diva. Roger, third place finish there in that first race. Obviously the spin late. I mean, what was going through your mind when you're pointed towards the inside wall?
At that point, I was like, "Oh crap, that was a little too much." But it was fun. Since I'm locked in, I wasn't really too concerned about the first finish. I was going to see if the mood to work. Cause I mean, I was having an absolute blast. There was 2 packs there of cars, and that really made lap traffic a lot of fun to work with, and definitely I think play a factor here in this second event while I kill a little bit of time waiting for possibly one more driver, but I haven't heard anything back from him at the moment, so we might have to go racing here pretty soon.
Well, I mean, it's folks at home, you're seeing warm-ups going on right now here. See Steve Rubino there in the 1 car out on track, so warm-ups for race number 2. You know, finishing up front in these races, especially when you finish up front in the first race, puts you at that little bit of a disadvantage in the second race, but you didn't have the greatest of qualifying efforts there. You didn't start deep in the field, but you started mid-pack. Does that help prepare you for this second race, knowing that you kind of already have some of the keys to success to get to the front of the field?
Yeah, I think so. At least I looked like that being patient in traffic and not trying to get through it too fast was kind of why I wound up second, third by the time the pit stop came around, because it looked like the cars in front of me had used up their stuff. So I didn't have too many cars to pass. Obviously mid-pack, now I'm all the way back in the, what was that, the 5th row? 4th or 5th row? 5th row. So I have a little bit more work to do, but I've got an idea of pit stop strategy, and we'll just take it a lap at a time, car at a time, turn at a time, and just kind of see how it shakes out, and basically enjoy the rest of the night, basically.
How enjoyable have these events been for you guys this year? I know obviously everything we've talked about it a couple times, but obviously things kind of switched up a month or so into the season back in the fall, but how enjoyable have these races been here that we've been kind of doing and you guys have been doing?
Yeah, they've been an absolute blast. You saw the race we had at Pocono. People chasing everybody down, a little bit of pit strategy, and then you give it all you had for 75, 100 laps, whatever it was, and then shake it off, do it again, and it's been an absolute blast. We've had some great racing, just all around the series this year. I mean, I wish, in hindsight, we'd broadcast Pocono, because Josh Boyer and I were, I think the last 2 or 3 laps, we ran pretty much 3 laps side by side at Pocono.
You guys are crazy.
I know. But everybody seems to like the cars. I'm having fun, just being a little silly with the Busch style, sound pack and the car tonight and whatnot. So just letting the creativity flow a little bit, and everybody seems to be having a good time. I know Tom tried the Busch Grand National sound pack, and he's like, "Oh, I can't stand this."
I think they sound cool, man.
I do too. That's what.
It's
that's
different,
what Rod,
right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what Rod said. He said, "Oh, they sound like a pack of angry bees," and I said, "Yeah, well, that's what they were running back in the day." So, well, don't guess I want to hear from him. So I guess I make my way back to the car and climb in and start the second run, or second race tonight.
Well, Roger, good luck here in race number 2, man. Thanks for taking some time to come talk with us up here in the booth, and go kick some butt.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for letting me fill some time.
No problem. Roger Nebelsak, he's the driver of the 51. He was your 3rd place finisher there in race number 1. And also, he's kind of your planner extraordinaire here in the TMP Winter Series.
Yeah, doing a good job putting on some good races here. Definitely having fun commentating them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, while we wait here to get this second race going, I mean, Weaver, you had a fun Monday. You went and did the NASCAR doubleheader at Daytona.
Yeah,
for folks
that was
something.
It was something, yeah. It was an experience.
For folks out there, we posted a quick little clip. Saw your instant reactions after the 500 in the grandstands. You can find that clip over on our TikTok. New episode of the Fake Racers podcast is going to be out later this evening. We recorded it last night, but due to, scheduling things, kind of had to shuffle around. But Weaver, your instant takeaway from the Daytona 500 was wow, wild, crazy. Care to expand upon that?
Yeah, I mean, it was honestly one of the best Cup races that I had ever seen at Daytona. I'd put it up there like that. It was amazing, cover to cover. The ending was the ending, and that's gonna happen. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, and you got to deal with it. But the race was amazing. I'm so glad that I was able to go to it, and yeah, I don't know why
you got to go to it for free too.
Yeah, the old NASCAR fan rewards. If you ain't on it, get on it, because
you might be able to go to Daytona 500 for free.
You never know how the cookie's gonna crumble if the weather comes. I think that was a good deal by the track to let everybody in with the ticket that day. That was really neat.
I have a feeling too. A lot of the folks with Daytona 500 tickets probably had Xfinity tickets.
Yeah, there is a lot of crossover, and I mean, I sat in not my seats for the Xfinity race for the 500, and I had to move a couple times for 500 ticket holders coming up, and I was in their seats, so it was still a great crowd.
You get up, you move, and you get out of the way like a good person, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, because guess what? You got in there for free.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm stoked. So
just happy to be here.
Tell you what. The Rock, man. That's a dude.
I thought that was a pretty good command.
That was a great command, and just for him to stick it out, none of the other big celebrities did. Nothing against them, but just for him to stick out, and he seemed to care. He knew about stuff. He knew about the drivers and stuff. He hung out. That's what you like to see when you get those celebrity appearances, especially some big ones.
Driver's going to get the opportunity to check their pit stalls here. Ready for this second race.
Do you have a preferred place to pit on track, Joe?
What do you mean?
Did you like to be further back?
I always like
towards
to be
the front on pit
back.
road.
If I wasn't on pole, I wanted to be further back.
Yeah, especially at a track like that. I never liked pitting on a curve. I wasn't a big fan of Phoenix.
Yikes. That's big yikes. Drivers getting lined up here. They'll get sorted on this opening lap. Get in the correct proper order, and then we'll be racing. You ready for race number 2?
I'm ready.
Drivers, start your engines!
See William Page in chat, Dan Rubino, Benjamin Snyder, Zeke Sensenich. Zeke, if you're still out there, I hope I said that correctly. And also Railroad Man Gaming says he's new to the channel. They say they're new to the channel. And play NR 2003 all the time and even live streamed it. That's awesome, man. Love to see it. We'll get lined up here for race number 2. Weaver, what are you looking for here on the start?
I'm looking to see how this field shuffles out here early on. There's going to be some people that they want to take a little slow, patient. We got the inverse here, so see how quickly some of these guys towards the back that finished up front in the last race want to move through this pack.
Will be interesting to say the least. Daryl Johnston with control here for the start of this race. And go one more lap. I was ready, Weaver. I was ready to call
One
it.
more. We're doing it like the Xfinity race was. One more lap.
One more lap. Johnson's got that Wasso name on the side of that race car. Got the Wasso Speedway up there in Wasso, Michigan. And here we go, green flag. We're racing here in feature race number 2.
Green flag and a good jump by Joe. The 27 gets tagged from behind. He's going to go down.
Oh.
Josh, too, I believe that was.
Yep.
That's going to bring out a caution here early. I believe original contact started with the 7 of Tom Musa.
And Buick Engineering 27 of Bombay. Contact
Hard.
with Musa. 2 involved in it in the 85 car. And Nebelsack trying to sneak through. Also goes for a spin.
.33 of Goodman just made it by there.
Look how close that is from our helicopter cam. Once again, utilize our visor cam with Roger Nebelsack.
Almost made it. Almost.
Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades or something.
Mm-hmm.
You ever play that game?
I mean, I played horseshoes. I don't know where the hand grenade comes into it.
Apparently there's a
Yeah.
band called Horseshoes and Hand Grenades.
Oh, yeah, I don't doubt it. You ever play horseshoes?
No. I've thrown them, but like I haven't actually played.
Right.
No.
You play cornhole?
Yeah. Yeah, is it the same thing then?
I mean, not really, but kinda, I guess. It's like concept.
Okay. Definitely played cornhole. Or bags, as people that are wrong say.
Concept we're getting to right now is the green flag. That's what Daryl Johnston's about to see here as we lead him back underway. Bryce Swanger in second, Steve Rubino in third. Goodman hard in the wall out of turn 4. He's got a handful in his lap tonight.
He spun out early in the first race in that 33 car. And you can still see him fighting the handling. Swinger trying to find a way around Johnston in the 77. Wasn't able to do it. Now Rubino jumps to the outside. Rubino's dirt tracking it.
He threw it in there, and it's the Byswanger real slow on corner exit. Goodman gets into him, but they keep it straight. That opens the door for Napick. He's gonna get to the inside of Goodman here. He's looking for third position. Aiken side by side with Byswanger for 5th.
Also, Roger Nebelsack is way off the pace in the 51.
Wonder if he's maybe got some more damage from that initial incident.
Here comes Steve Rubino looking for the lead. Gets to the inside of Johnston down into turn 3. And move Steve Rubino to the point here in that one Skull Bandit.
Good move for Bino to take the lead there. Rich Napick now looking for a way around Johnston for second. He's going to get contact from Goodman, and they're wrecking.
Big crash on the back straightaway.
Oh, Weisswanger coming in hot. Oh, 27 now getting involved. Frank Bombi late. That was
Kept
most of the
happening,
field.
huh?
That was just about all of them, Joe.
Nappick gets on into the grass. It looks like it's a little loose. Goodman with nowhere to go. Aiken with nowhere to go. And then, yeah, you talked about it. Just, ugh.
Oh, man, Goodman was up and over on the inside wall there.
That's never good. But he landed on all 4 wheels, so...
Huh?
You know, there are
Josh, too, did some pretty good avoidance there, getting her through that. That's why he's now up in second behind Goodman.
Watch the 85 get through this one. Whoop!
Got a mess back there on the back straightaway. All the tire marks.
Something, something. If the first race is tame, the second one's going to be crazy. Upcoming races here on JTN, presented by our friends at SchemeHaven.com. Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action heads to the Martinsville Speedway tomorrow night, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And then NSCRA Daytona 500K is live on JTN once again this year, Friday at 9. Then Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action heads to the Talladega Super Speedway 1 week and 1 day from this evening, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time on February 29th. Those races and much, much more are all going to be live right here only on JTN.
Tom Goodman getting ready to lead us back green here. Green flag.
Back we go. I liked your call better.
I think together it was a great call.
Oh, you know.
Yeah. Tom Goodman out to a good lead here over Josh too early here. Steve Rubino in third.
Tom Musa ended the first race on his roof. He sits fourth.
Chris Aiken and Evelsack still way back in the field here. Finished second and third in our first race. Still a lot of time in this one, but showing it ain't the easiest to navigate these cars. Even if you're a little faster, I put in some work.
Right now getting kind of hung up here behind the 77 of Johnston. You see Nappick there in the 11 now ducking to the inside. With that caution too, Aiken was able to make it 50 laps in the first race, Weaver, so these guys might be able to make it to the end of this race without pitting.
They could, but just a couple laps ago, that time was just beaten by Josh too, but Tom Goodman set the fastest lap now too, up in a 14.6. Clicking off some fast laps at the front here, cars that stayed out. Josh too closing in on Goodman for the lead. Steve Rubino close there in third. Musa sits in 4th, Rich Napick in 5th. Another close battle behind him with Aiken and Nebelsack.
Mombi also in the fray there in the 27.
Oh, Steve Rubino to the outside of Josh 2 for 2nd there.
Look at these guys just, I mean, it's so much fun just to watch these guys wheel the car and kind of speak to the amount of car control that these drivers are showing off tonight, because each and every one of them, they are slip sliding around these corners.
Yeah, they're really wheeling it here tonight and doing a good job of avoiding contact for the most part. Had a couple incidents early in this one, but we're seeing some good, clean, close racing all night.
Right now, it feels like these guys are kind of getting caught up behind this 11 car of Napick, but Napick has slowly closed it on Tom Musa for the 4th spot.
Now
Napick up the hill.
Washes up the hill there in 3 and 4. That's going to let Aiken and Nebelsack through. At the front, Goodman still pulling away a little bit here. Rubino putting some pressure on Josh too. Talked about it is a possibility these guys in the back half of the field can stay out for the rest of this, but I believe our leader Goodman and Josh too, they stayed out on that last yellow, so I believe they will have to make a pit stop.
Or they'll just stretch it and prove us all wrong.
Yeah, I'd like that too.
They could do
They
that.
do that a lot. Yeah.
They do that. They like to be like, oh, the commentator said this. Oh, we're not going to do that. Why would we do
Prove us
that?
wrong. We like to see it.
Baby Hazard in chat, short tracking.
Short track racing, Bubba.
Short track racing.
'27 to Frank Bobby. He's got some fresh tires. He's going out there and passing some of these guys trying to get a lap back. Roger Nebelsack has made his way around Chris Aiken. He's up in the 4th. Rubino again trying to get it done on the outside here. I heard Rod West say it's not the best place to make a move, but this is twice now Albino's been able to pull it off. He's clear for 2nd.
See, Aiken on pit lane in the 19. Last time he was one of the last guys to pit. This time he's one of the first.
He's one who we thought might be able to make it, so don't think we're going to be seeing that, Joe. Well, 33 at Goodman, he was way up the track there in turn 3. Looked like he might have got a piece of the wall. 2nd place, Steve Rubino in the 1 car. He goes to the outside. Tom Goodman's coming into pit.
Here comes 85 down pit lane.
The 51 of Nebelsek up into second. He's closing in on the one of Steve Rubino. Slides it through 3 and 4.
That's what the cars sound like, Weaver. Hello, Mackenzie. Thanks for tuning in. You missed, I don't know if you saw earlier, but in our first race, I think you'd like who the winner was. Rod Weston won race number 1 here this evening. Now working race number 2. It's Steve Rubino in that race lead. Roger Nebelsek. Nebelsek second right now. Weaver's going to correct me once I say something wrong. As Nebelsek's up the hill, I'm seeing that with my own eyes. I know that's true. He had a big moment down there in turns 1 and 2. Rich Napick right now in 3rd. Josh 2 a lap down is 4th. He's the first driver that has pit.
This leader, Steve Rubino, getting some pressure from Frank Bombi. He's trying to get his lap back here.
Quicker you can get one of those laps back, the better. 15 laps to go. Here comes Napick back on track in the 11.
Gotta thank the 1 and 51 here. Their plan is to stay out.
I would hope, because if it's not, they're losing time right now, right? I mean,
Yeah, their only hope might be a yellow, but we thought there was a chance that you could make it here. They got enough time to be saving fuel. Saw the 51 of Nebelsek's kind of drop back a little bit. He might be doing that.
he hasn't dropped back a little bit, Weaver. He's dropped back a lot. We go from the grandstands. There's the 51. Center of the front stretch. About half of a track behind the 1 car right now. 3/16 of a mile behind the 1. With under 10 laps to go. Bombi's down in the dirt. He's into the wall.
Oh, he keeps it off the wall there. But
He's into the wall now.
Oh. That's right.
I was clairvoyant there, Weaver. I knew it was going to happen. Oh, he is driving that thing right now. That thing is mean.
Under 10 to go here for Steve Rubino.
Can he
He's
hold
got
on?
almost a 5-second lead on second place, Roger Nebelsek.
Save, save, save.
He's pushing it, Joe. He's still driving it out here.
How much of that, too, is, though, you don't want to get out of your rhythm? Because sometimes on these types of tracks, Weaver, if you're a driver, you get out of your rhythm trying to save, it kind of pushes you towards disaster.
Yeah, it definitely can, but he definitely feels confident because he's running only a couple tenths off his fastest lap last time by 14.9, his fastest lap of the race of 14.7.
So he feels plenty good he can make it to the end.
And I don't see anything happening here for Nebelsek to catch him. The gap is just continuing to grow. You got 3 laps to go.
Can Steve Rubino hold on and win here in our second feature of the night? 2 to go.
2 more laps. He can almost coast from here.
He might have to, Weaver.
I don't think he's going to drive this one out, and he's going to have some gas to do a burnout afterwards. 1 lap to go.
Sponsored by Death Craver. Check out the new novel, now available on Amazon. Again, that's Death Craver with a K. Steve Rubino down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. It's going to be the one car finishing first here in feature number 2. Steve Rubino takes the second checkered flag of the night. Roger Nebelset going to come home in second. And I believe Josh, too, going to finish third here. And I think Steve's just parking it. I think he ran out of gas, Weaver.
No, it's still on. He's going. He's just...
Does he not know he won? He's got to go do some burnouts.
Oh, he might be coming back out here.
What's he doing? There he goes. He had to go high-five the crew. That's what he was doing.
Yep. Oh, he's trying to find victory lane. That's what it was. It's out on the front straight here. Oh, there we go. He's doing some burnouts for us.
Steve Rubino burns it down. He's your feature race number 2 winner here from the Lee Speedway. And back it up. There you go. There's the money shot.
Yeah.
Steve Rubino, race 2 winner. We'll get those second race results on your screen here, folks. Again, can't thank you enough for tuning in to JTN tonight. Make sure if you haven't already, you drop a like on the video. He's still doing them.
Oh yeah.
He's still out here.
He's showing us how much fuel he had and everything in that car. Wasn't even close.
Post-race results here on your screens in a couple seconds. But first, let's go ahead and start by talking with our third place finisher. He's the driver of the number 85, Josh 2. Josh, you got a copy?
I do.
All right, third place finish here in this race. Race 1, you got a top 5. Race 2, you get a top 3. How does it feel to, after 140 laps around this little bull ring of a racetrack?
It feels really good. And I started practice before race 1 way off the pace. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to be competitive. So third, I think I said this the last time you and I talked. I feel like I won the race. I know I said that last time, but anyway, that's how I feel.
What, obviously, I mean, you speak to it there, improvement throughout the night. What was that little bit that you think you needed to get up there and race with those guys for the win in this second race?
Well, that track is so small, you really don't have time to, I really didn't have time to think about much, but I didn't realize that the leader was a lap ahead of me at first, but I guess that he had a different fuel strategy or something. So I'll have to recap all that, go back and watch your broadcast and figure it out.
Well, we were struggling. We were like, is he going to make it? Is he not? So I don't blame you one bit because you got a lot more going on behind the wheel of that race car. But Josh, I mean, we got the points reset and whatnot here. What does a strong start like tonight kind of do for you in this 85 bunch?
It does a lot. And the first stretch was a good stretch for me. This is a great series. I love the tracks. I love the variety. And so starting off strong again is huge. I'm really excited about this series and the races coming up.
Well, we're looking forward to following along too. And folks, if you want to follow along with things, you can head to the TMP Racing Series Facebook page or also their Wix site. We have those both linked in the video description below. Josh, congratulations on the third place run here. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. You got great sponsors on the car, and I'm sure you got a bunch of great folks cheering you on that you want to shout out. Floor is yours. You know what to do, man.
Well, first of all, thanks to all the racers here, and got a lot of good friends here with Roger and Chris and really all the guys, the Toms and everybody. It's just a great group, and so thanks to all those guys. And joshseggs.co is the sponsor on the car, so I'm sure you got the chicken on the broadcast. So really appreciate you guys, and great race.
Josh, again, congratulations on the strong set of runs here tonight. It's always a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you. And again, hope to be talking with you again here soon and can't thank you enough for your time.
I hope so. Talk to you soon.
Josh 2, driver the number 85, your third place finisher. Let's go ahead and next head down into victory lane and talk with the driver of the number 1, Steve Rubino. Steve, you got a copy?
Hey.
Hey, look at that! I thought I heard a little birdie tell me that you weren't feeling good. You're iffy on making it to the race tonight, and then what? You just go out and win the damn thing?
Well, kinda, yeah.
How much fun was this race tonight? I mean, we saw all you guys slip sliding around. I mean, watching you run those last 10 laps and just you were keeping pace. I think Weaver said your laps were two tenths off of your fastest, 50 laps into a green flag run. How much fun is that? And also, how challenging is that on the other hand?
Well, I took care of the car the whole race.
Mhm.
Really, I thought I did anyway, and even more so towards the end. And then at the end of the race, uh, I was able to drive a little bit harder because of it. So it was fun. I in the first race I had my stabilizer on from the other night from the Daytona race. So I was wondering all night what the heck is going on. I can't figure this car out in the first race. So realized that we had the stabilizer on, took it off, and it made a difference in the second race.
So,
But yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun tonight.
so quite literally, you guys made some big adjustments down there in between the two races, and it worked. I mean,
Yeah, we made some changes for the second race. It worked. We took care of the tires. Um, we did do the early pit stop.
mhm.
Uh, you know, a lot some of the guys were saying they didn't know it was open, but it did have a green light there. So I got in first because I was in the lead at that point when I
Mhm.
just took the lead. And so I got in the pits early, and that kind of worked out, I guess, if you took care of your tires. And yeah, it did.
Why is a track like this so tough to take care of those tires? Because we saw pretty much everyone except you and second place finisher Roger. We saw everyone else pit there. Why is it so tough to take care of the tires at a track like this?
Well, it's a fast, short track, banked, gripped. So you you're you want to go faster and faster each lap.
Mm.
So you tend to go in harder and harder sometimes, and that just scrubs up the tires so much. If you take care of the tires and back off your braking point, back it up, you'll do better in the turns, and then later on you can sustain it.
So what you're telling me is self-control is important even in sim racing?
It certainly is. Yeah.
Well, Steve, again, man, congratulations on the win here in the second feature race. Before we let you go, though, want to give you the opportunity. As always, you got great folks cheering you on in our chat. You got great things and great people to shout out. Man, the floor is yours. You know what to do.
All right. Well, first I want to thank TMP. Great group of guys here. It's fun to race here, and thanks for the race tonight. And thank you, JTN, for the broadcast as always. And who's ever out there, I didn't get on the chat yet. I'll check it out. Uh, thanks for showing up tonight and watching the race. It was fun.
Well, Steve, again, congratulations on the win here. Man, it's always a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you after these races. Can't thank you enough for your time, and I hope we're talking with you more here soon, buddy. Congratulations on the win.
10-4. Good night.
Steve Rubino, driver of the number 1, your race winner here in feature number 2. Let's go ahead and finally talk with the guy that improved his finishing position by 1 spot, the driver of the 51, Roger Nebelsack. Roger, you got a copy.
Yeah.
All
go
right.
ahead.
Second place run. You were clutching there at the end. I mean, right?
Yeah. It was pretty obvious I was when I clutch and then shoot up the racetrack.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
was
I got
gonna
the brake
say.
too. Oh, I know what I need to work on from now for next race. Holy cow!
We saw, you're involved in that early incident there. How tough was it to kind of scratch and claw your way back out of that?
Oh, it had me worried. Because I knew that uh, the leaders would eventually get away because we are all battling back in that knot, that little hornet's nest. And if I'm not careful, then I'll burn the tires off. But I got to watch out because they could get away. And you don't know exactly how long the green flag is going to be out. So it was pretty stressful for quite a while.
When you have a set of races like we did tonight, the first one very calm, it ran green to checkered, and then the second one starts off with a couple of those incidents. How do you throw away everything you learned in the first race and treat it as a completely separate thing, or do you still try to take away the lessons learned from race one and apply them to race two?
I think a little bit of both because early on I was like, okay, so this is just not going to work out, and I'm like, okay, so let's go back to Plan B. But I still kind of had in my mind initially that when I made my pit stop, because I figured I was going to have to make a pit stop, that I was going to only need to take 2 tires, and I was going to try that, and I figured that would give me some track position. Uh, but as the race went on, my crew chief was like, "I think we can make it. I think we can make it. Just clutch, slow down, coast, do anything you can." And I was still running, according to my spotter, I was still running, pretty consistent laps. And then all of a sudden, it was like, "You're good to go." I go, "Oh, wow, okay, cool, let's go do this." And apparently, Steve had the same idea.
Well, nonetheless, Roger, a great finish here tonight. 2 strong runs for you in this 51 punch. Congratulations on that. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. First, before we do the normal stuff, kind of here's your chance. Elevator pitch for folks to come out and join you guys here throughout the rest of this winter series.
Okay, well, we love to have new drivers as you've seen here last few months. We've grown a couple of drivers at a time. Come give us a chance. Come talk to us, and um, you see here that we got 2 races a night, 2 completely different races. So 2 chances to make up points, lose points. Trying to do something a little different. I know there's a couple of other Aero 88 series out there, but we definitely love running the Aero 88s and then trying to find some of the old bush tracks. And we're actually starting to think about maybe expanding something into the summertime. So if we have enough interest, we'll think about putting a summer series together and then try and continue this on to the into the fall. So come take a look at us on Facebook. I think, Joe, you said you've got the links in the description or on the website. And yeah, shoot us a message and let's have a chat.
And folks, another thing, and Roger won't say this, but I will. Racing's done by about 10 o'clock, 10:15. For you folks that need to get to bed early on the East Coast, that's a pretty good thing for a Wednesday night. Just floating that out there. Just saying. Just saying.
Absolutely. That was one of the other things that we thought about is like, is if we can get these done pretty quickly, we can just have a nice quick night of racing and call it an evening, especially for the ones on the East Coast. And then I wind up spending another hour and a half doing post race stuff. And so, yeah, I'm 10:30, 11 o'clock before I get to bed too. So,
Hey,
yeah.
fits in, but Roger, again, great run here tonight. Before we let you go, though, again, you got sponsors on that car to thank. You got folks to shout out. Floor is yours. You know what to do.
Yeah, got some new sponsors on the car for the session. So Valvoline and Pontiac. So uh, nice throwback to Neil Bonnet's car. Back in the day, I think that was 1987 he ran that. So, but yeah, thanks Ski Citrus Soda for letting me adventure off into having a different livery this week and the next couple of weeks. I think the wife for letting me do this. Joe, both Joes, Joe and Joe, thanks for coming out and broadcasting us. It makes it so much fun. My friend Ben, here where I live, he said, "Hey, you got the link for the race tonight?" Because I told him we were racing. And I said, "Yeah." So he's been watching these live races, and he's just had, like, this is an
Hi,
absolute
Ben.
hoot. So yeah, shout out to Ben. We'll see. Probably talk to him tomorrow, but yeah, thanks for everybody that's come out to race. Tom, the amount of work that he does behind the scenes for putting together the tracks and trying stuff like this and putting the points together. Um, I really couldn't do it without him. So thanks for all the work that he's put in and everybody showing up and racing every week. And I hope everybody's having a great time.
Well, Roger, these things have been so much fun to come out and do, whether it was, even looking back, I know Indianapolis was kind of a special one-off, the Culver Block 200, Bristol last month, tonight here. Looking forward to. I think we got the finale at Atlanta. Does that sound
Yep.
correct?
Finale Atlanta. Yep. Oh, before I go too much further, I forgot one sponsor, Burned by Heather,
Yes.
for being the title sponsor of tonight's race. Good run for Rod. I was glad to see him win. That's kind of his home track, and I actually promised him at the beginning of the year that we were going to do a race and have another Burned by Heather sponsorship race. And with the changes that we did, I was able to at least bring that back and fulfill my promise to him. So thanks to Burned by Heather. Hope she enjoyed the race too.
Again, a great race, Roger, here tonight, man. Congratulations on all the success. And yeah, I
Thanks,
hope
guys.
we're talking again soon, and can't thank you again enough for your time.
All right, you're welcome. Look forward to seeing you a little bit later on the season. Have a good night.
Roger Nolasek, he's the driver of the 51. He's your second place finisher here in race number 2. Weaver, that's going to wrap up our coverage. Good old classic short track racing up here in the Granite State.
Absolutely, Joe. A great time out here. 2 great races. I think you said it best. Out of here before 10:30. They're just. I think the amount of laps of those races couldn't be more perfect, Joe.
It's just perfect night of short track racing. And again, if you want to get in on the action, check out. We got their links for TMP down in the video description below. You get those links. You can sign up. Contact Roger. You contact Tom. They'll get you hooked up and ready to go racing here on Wednesday nights. A big thank you again, Burned by Heather, for being the title sponsorship of tonight's races. Can't thank them enough. Can't thank the guys here at TMP enough for bringing us out to these races. It's always such a fun time, especially when we get to do these double features, because it gives us something a little bit different. And also they're, unique short tracks that we don't always get to cover here on JTN. So it's always fun to kind of get back to the root of racing. Yeah, go out and call these really fun little short track races with our friends here at TMP on Wednesday nights. Remember, folks, if you want to stay up to date with everything here at JTN, make sure you're subscribed to us here on YouTube. You can also follow us at Johto Network on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Make sure if you haven't already you're subscribed to us over on JTN2. New episode of the Fake Racers podcast coming out later this evening. Again, folks, though, with all of that being said, for all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for my colleague Joseph Weaver, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks.
3 wide for second, but Sean Whitehill is going to bring it home and win the race at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Ricky J closing up, off turn 4. He's going to have a run to the inside. He blocks into the grass. Checkers out. Hardy wins it.
Ricky, what's going on in your brain right now?
Yeah, putting on 4 big rubber shoes and 2 gallons of, not 2 gallons, 2 cans of exploding dino juice here, Joe.
Down to the tunnel turn. These guys are throwing it through there and around to the back. Oh, no. The wall, as well as RJ Bishop. Down in front of Keith Hughes. Oh, no! Big hit. RJ Bishop.
Oh, my.
Oh,
Ricky
big
J,
wreck.
big crash into the wall.
Oh,
the leaders
no.
have wrecked. Ricky J is upside down. Magoo is hard in the wall. Tyler Mallon escapes with no damage. Everybody else in this main group, including Nelly, is jumped.
Through the north chute they'll go. The 24's into the wall. Almost contact there. The 10 with the shallow entry into turn 4. It's going to be a drag race down the front straightaway. Folks, the 24's in the wall. They make contact. Turn around. Nappick goes on through the flip. Rich Nappick's going to win the Culver Block 200 in 3